Your cruise is only 1 week away. The excitement is building, but so is that little voice in the back of your mind telling you that you might be forgetting something important. And at this point, the clock is ticking. With just 7 days left, there is still time to fix problems, but not much. That is why this final stretch matters so much. The week before you're sailing is when you need to double-check the details that can save you money, prevent unnecessary stress, and keep your trip from going off track before it even begins. From travel documents and boarding prep to home planning and packing, this is the ultimate pre-cruise checklist for the final week. Before you start thinking about outfits, luggage, or what you want to do on the first day, take care of the few things that could actually stop your cruise before it begins. The first is your travel documents. Pull up your cruise booking confirmation and compare it carefully to your passport or other required government identification. The name on your reservation needs to match exactly. That means first name, middle name, and last name. Even small differences can create serious problems at check-in. Nicknames, missing middle names, and maiden name mistakes are all worth checking now, while there is still a little time to fix them. Next, look at your passport expiration date. Many travelers assume that as long as the passport is not expired, they are fine. That is not always true. For many international itineraries, your passport needs to remain valid for several months after your trip ends. If your passport is too close to expiring, this is the moment to act. You should also review the entry requirements for every destination on your itinerary. Some countries require travel authorization, visas, or health documentation, and those rules can vary from port to port. If you have not checked yet, do not put it off another day. Some approvals only take a few days, but waiting too long can cost you the entire trip. 7 days before sailing is your final safety window. If something is wrong with your name, passport, or travel requirements, dealing with it today is far better than discovering it at the port. And if you want to avoid expensive cruise mistakes, subscribe to Cruise Adventure and hit the bell. I post every week with practical cruise tips that can save you money, stress, and last-minute problems. Once your travel documents are confirmed, the next step is making sure you can still access them if your phone fails at the worst possible moment. Cruise lines want almost everything inside their app now, from boarding information and check-in to muster instructions and dining plans. But embarkation day puts a lot of pressure on mobile networks. Signals can be weak, apps can freeze, and batteries can die faster than expected. That is why you should never depend on your phone alone. Start with a digital backup. Take clear photos of your passport, driver's license, cruise documents, and travel insurance details, including any emergency contact numbers. Save those images somewhere you can open without internet access. Then email copies to yourself and to one trusted person at home. If something gets lost while you are traveling, those copies can make solving the problem much easier. After that, make a simple paper backup. Print your luggage tags, boarding details, and one master itinerary with the most important reservation numbers. If you booked private shore excursions, print those confirmations too. It is also smart to screenshot your boarding pass in case the app will not load. Finally, leave a copy of your passport and itinerary with someone at home so they can help quickly if an emergency comes up. Now it is time to finish your online check-in and lock in your boarding time. Cruise lines are much stricter about terminal flow than they used to be, and your arrival window is not just a suggestion. If your check-in time says early afternoon and you show up hours before that, you may be told to leave and come back later. Do not assume arriving early will get you on the ship faster. Open your cruise app today and complete anything that is still pending. If boarding times are still available, choose the earliest one you can get, so your vacation starts on the ship instead of outside the terminal waiting around. While you are in the app, make sure your boarding pass is ready and easy to access. This is also the time to handle any special requests. If you use a CPAP machine, Request distilled water and any extension cord you may need. If you have serious food allergies, a strict medical diet, mobility equipment needs, or other accessibility requests, submit them now. These items often need to be arranged before embarkation day, and waiting until you are on board may be too late. With your boarding time secured, the next step is locking in the extras you know you may want. Cruise lines often use dynamic pricing, and as sailing day gets closer, prices usually move in one direction: up. Things like Wi-Fi, drink packages, and specialty dining are almost always cheaper before the cruise than they are once you are on board. Log into your cruise planner and take care of those purchases now. If you already know you want internet access or a beverage package, booking ahead can save you a noticeable amount compared to onboard pricing. This is also a good time to confirm any specialty dining reservations your cruise line allows before sailing. Do not wait too long on shore excursions either. Popular tours can fill up well before embarkation day, especially the more comfortable options and excursions that work well for guests with mobility needs. If you wait until you are on the ship, the best choices may already be gone. Before you log out, check your email, including your spam folder, for upgrade offers. Many cruise lines send last-minute invitations to bid on a better cabin in the final days before sailing. If there are unsold rooms, you may be able to move up for much less than the normal price. Now let's protect one of the easiest things to overlook before a cruise: your health. Start with your prescriptions and basic medical supplies. This week, call your pharmacy and refill anything you may need. Do not pack exactly the number of days you plan to travel. Delays happen, flights get canceled, and travel plans can shift. Bring extra medication so you are covered if your trip does not go exactly as planned. If you are sailing internationally, keep prescriptions in their original labeled containers. That may seem unnecessary, but it can matter if customs officials question loose pills or unmarked organizers. It is also a good idea to pack a simple first aid kit before you leave home. Include things like seasickness medicine, pain relievers, cold and flu medicine, antacids, bandages, and any daily vitamins you normally take. Do not assume the ship store will have what you need. Prices are much higher on board, and selection can be limited. If something is sold out, your only backup may be the ship's medical center, and that can become expensive very quickly. If you use medical equipment such as a glucose monitor, insulin pump, or CPAP machine, make sure everything is ready to travel and bring any paperwork that could help explain it during screening or international travel. The next thing to handle is your money. This is one of those details that feels small before a trip, but it can turn into a major headache once you are overseas. Bank fraud systems are quick to react when your card suddenly starts being used in places far from home. If your normal spending is local, and then a charge appears in the Bahamas or Rome, your bank may flag it or temporarily freeze the card. This week, log into your banking app and make sure your contact details are current, especially your mobile number. Some banks still let you set a travel notice, while others now rely on text alerts or app notifications to confirm suspicious charges. You want to be able to respond quickly if that happens. It is also smart to get physical cash before you leave. Visit your bank and ask for small bills, mainly 1s and 5s. You will likely need them for luggage porters, room service, local guides, and optional extra tips for crew members. Do not count on airport machines or the ship to give you good change. If your cruise includes European ports, this is also a good time to get some euros before the trip. Your phone is no longer just a convenience on a cruise. In many cases, it is part of how the trip functions. Cruise line apps now handle check-in, daily schedules, dining reservations, and even safety information. If you have not already done it, download your cruise line's app now and sign in while you still have strong Wi-Fi at home. Waiting until embarkation day can be frustrating when port networks are crowded and your battery is already draining. Next, review your international data plan. If your phone connects to cellular service while you are sailing or visiting foreign ports, background activity can quietly use data and lead to expensive roaming charges. Check with your provider before you leave, or set up a travel eSIM if that makes more sense for your trip. It is also smart to download offline maps for each port on your itinerary. Even without mobile service, your phone can still help you find your way back to the ship. Finally, save your entertainment before you leave home. Download movies, shows, audiobooks, or videos to your phone or tablet, so you are not depending on ship internet once you are on board. And by the way, if this checklist is helping you, please hit like. It really helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Before you leave, take care of the personal things that are far cheaper and easier to handle at home. Do not wait until you are on the ship to get a haircut, manicure, or pedicure. Cruise ship spa services are usually much more expensive than what you would pay locally, and service charges are often added on top. Booking those appointments this week is a simple way to avoid overpaying once your vacation begins. It is also smart to prepare your body for the physical side of cruising. Modern ships are huge, and cruise vacations often involve far more walking than people expect. Between long decks, big terminals, and busy port days, it is easy to cover a lot of ground. If you are not used to that much movement, you may feel it quickly. This week, start taking a brisk walk each day to wake up your legs and joints. At the same time, focus on sleep and hydration. A well-rested body handles travel better, and getting enough water before you leave can help you feel stronger when the trip begins. If immune support is part of your normal routine, now is also a good time to stay consistent with it. Now it is time to handle the part of cruise prep that has nothing to do with the ship, but can still ruin your vacation if you ignore it. Your home. Before you leave, think about what could go wrong while you are away for a week or more. One of the biggest risks is water damage. If it makes sense for your home, locate your main water shutoff valve and turn it off before you go. That one step can help prevent a small plumbing issue from becoming a major disaster. Next, unplug small appliances and electronics that do not need to stay on. This can reduce the chance of electrical problems and also gives you one less thing to worry about while you are traveling. If you live somewhere colder, make sure your thermostat is set properly so you do not come home to frozen pipes. Then deal with deliveries and security. Hold your mail, pause automatic shipments, and avoid leaving packages stacked outside your door. Set a few lights on timers if you can, and let a trusted neighbor know you will be away. Before departure, pay any bills due soon so you are not logging into sensitive accounts on unfamiliar networks. And if you have pets, leave clear written instructions, emergency contacts, and payment information for whoever is helping care for them. There is one more part of pre-cruise planning that people often forget, and that is setting yourself up for an easier return. For the next week or so, someone else will be making your bed and cooking your meals. Then you come home tired from travel, and normal life starts again fast. A little effort now can make that transition much smoother. Start with your refrigerator. Throw away anything that will go bad while you are away, especially milk, produce, or leftovers. Then empty the trash throughout the house, especially in the kitchen and bathrooms. Even a small amount of food waste can leave an unpleasant smell after several days. It is also worth washing your sheets and making the bed right before you leave. After a long travel day, coming home to a clean bed feels far better than returning to laundry. Finally, think about your first meal back. Instead of paying too much for takeout when you are tired, prepare something simple in advance and leave it in the freezer, so dinner is easy when you walk through the door. Now make sure your transportation plans are solid. If you are flying to your cruise port, do not assume everything is still exactly as it was when you booked. Airline schedules change all the time, sometimes by a little, and sometimes enough to affect your whole plan. Check your flight this week, confirm the departure time, and make sure your seat assignments still look right. If you booked a hotel for the night before the cruise, confirm that too, so there are no surprises when you arrive. If you are driving to the port, give your car a quick check before travel day. A problem on the highway is not just an inconvenience when a ship is involved. It can cause you to miss the cruise entirely. Make sure your tires, battery, and fluid levels are all in good shape, or schedule a simple service appointment before you leave. Then think about the trip from the airport to the terminal. Do not assume you can just request a ride after landing and expect it to be easy. At major cruise ports, long waits and surge pricing are common on embarkation morning. It is usually much smarter to pre-book a shuttle, transfer, or car service so that part of the trip is already handled. With your travel logistics in place, take a little time to plan what you will do during your first few hours on board. If you just show up and figure it out as you go, embarkation day can feel much more chaotic than it needs to. On large ships, thousands of passengers board in a short window, and most of them head straight to the same places. That is why it helps to study your ship before you leave home. Watch a tour of your exact ship if you can, and look over the deck plans in advance. One of the smartest things you can do is identify an alternative lunch spot for embarkation day. The main buffet usually fills up fast, and it can get crowded, loud, and stressful almost immediately. A quieter venue can give your vacation a much calmer start. While you are learning the layout, check whether your ship has self-service laundry. Some newer ships no longer offer it, and that can affect how many clothes you need to pack. If you are arriving near the port the night before, it is also worth choosing a restaurant ahead of time, so the trip begins with an easy meal instead of a last-minute scramble. Now it is time to move into the packing phase, but do not start by throwing random clothes into a suitcase. Begin with your wardrobe and build it around the actual trip you are taking. Check the forecast for each port on your itinerary and pack for the conditions you are likely to face. A cruise may sound warm in general, but weather can still change by region, season, wind, and time of day. If the forecast looks consistently hot, remove the heavy, just in case items you probably will not wear. There is no reason to waste suitcase space or pay extra baggage fees for clothing that never leaves the bag. That said, always bring at least one light sweater or cardigan. Cruise ships often keep theaters, lounges, and dining rooms much cooler than expected. Before you pack, prepare the clothes that need attention. Steam or iron any formal outfits at home so they are ready to go. Also check your cruise app for theme nights or special events so you can bring the right items. And if there is anything you still need, such as luggage tag holders, reef-safe sunscreen, insect repellent, water shoes, or magnetic hooks for your cabin, order it now instead of waiting until the last minute. As you start packing, do not rely on memory alone. Use a checklist and mark things off as you go. That is one of the easiest ways to avoid forgetting something important. It is also a good moment to review your cruise line's banned items list. Things like travel irons, candles, some surge protectors, and certain appliances may not be allowed. And having them in your bag can create unnecessary delays at security. Before you put everything in your suitcase, inspect the luggage itself. Test the wheels, handles, and zippers. On embarkation day, porters handle thousands of bags, and your suitcase will be lifted, stacked, and moved several times before it reaches your cabin. If a wheel breaks or a zipper fails at the terminal, that can turn into a frustrating start to the trip. When you pack, keep it simple and coordinated. Choose pieces that work together so you can create more outfits with fewer items. A practical approach is to limit yourself to a few pairs of shoes, such as walking shoes, sandals, and something a little dressier for the evening. If you are flying to the port, keep your cruise luggage tags in your carry-on and attach them after baggage claim. It is also smart to place a luggage tracker inside your suitcase before you leave. Once your main luggage is packed, there is one final step that deserves more attention than almost anything else on this checklist: your embarkation carry-on. When you arrive at the cruise terminal, your larger bags will usually be handed over to porters long before you can access your cabin. And on many ships, those suitcases may not show up outside your door until hours later. That means whatever is in your carry-on is what you will have for the first part of your cruise. Pack it with that in mind. Your passport, boarding documents, wallet, phone charger, jewelry, and anything else valuable should stay with you, not in checked luggage. It is also smart to pack a change of clothes or a swimsuit so you can start enjoying the ship without waiting for your suitcase to arrive. Most important of all, keep every prescription medication and any essential medical equipment in your carry-on. Never put those items in your checked bags. If your luggage is delayed, misplaced, or pulled aside during screening, you do not want to be without something you truly need. One last detail people often forget is to tag the carry-on too. If it gets left somewhere on the ship, crew members will have a much easier time getting it back to your cabin. And that is your complete 7-day pre-cruise checklist. The final week before sailing is your chance to catch the small details that can turn into expensive mistakes later. When your documents are in order, your plans are confirmed, your home is prepared, and your bags are packed the right way, embarkation day feels a lot less stressful and a lot more exciting. Before you go, think about your own routine. What is one thing you always do before a cruise that other travelers often forget? That simple habit might save someone else from a last-minute problem and help them start their vacation the right way. And if you want more cruise tips that can help you avoid costly mistakes, subscribe to Cruise Adventure and hit the bell. I post new videos every week to help you cruise smarter, save money, and start your vacation with less stress.